So I have this leg and another leg, and then I do the seat and the struts back of the chair.
Because we want it to be properly green, the end gets dried, so we cut a little bit off that to begin with, just to make sure that we've got some nice green wood there at the end.
This is a good straight piece. I've looked and there aren't any knots in there. And I can, whoops, then I can draw my circle of what's precious so they can then discard around there.
And this technique that I'm showing you now was taught me by Mike Abbott, who has since abandoned it in favour of a thing called a tenon cutter, which you use with a very clever type of glorified pencil sharpener, really. Because he found that, and I also find that students struggle a bit to get the hang of this, but I also find that with practice people can learn it, and it's there's always a sense of achievement in having learnt it.
The good thing is, doing this keeps you nice and warm.
Do you use these before? Just wind it a little bit more. And this pole lathe is a very ancient piece of equipment, in the sense of it being something that's been around probably since Egyptian times, if not longer. And it's a wonderful way of making anything round that starts off square. I just do 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres of length on both ends. And then I just finish it off with the gouge again, just clean it up a little bit, so it makes a nice smooth transition from the shaved part to the turned part. And that's it, that's a rung. And this 17.5mm diameter tenon, which is the bit that goes into the leg, will shrink and dry. And it shrinks oval because wood dries more in one dimension than the other. So it shrinks and becomes slightly less than 16 in one orientation and a bit more than 16 in the other. So when we put it into a 16mm hold, when it's nice and dry, it goes into a slightly less dry leg, and the moisture in the leg gives some of its moisture to the rung, and the rung swells a little bit and the leg shrinks a little bit, and it makes a very tight joint. And that's the basic principle of this kind of green woodwork, which uses the drying, the way the wood dries, to create a really tight joint, and we don't use any glue. That's it. And the wedge goes in, arrows up, lift it a bit. No, wait. Hammer it in. Right, off we go. Grab this with Nick. Much easier. That's it. We're done. No,
yes,
we're not done.
in there.
Put that in there.
Hammer it in well.
There we are. That's it.
The back legs.
We've steamed the back legs, and we're now going to drill holes for these 3 rungs and seat rails, and then we're going to drill the holes in the front legs, and then we're going to assemble the frame.
3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20.
After I did 2 days of it last weekend, you go to bed at night and you're just seeing the grain, you're seeing the shaving,
Yeah,
just you're hearing the chopping, and
yeah,
you get these images.
yeah.
No, it's very meditative. It's a mind.